I've got a nice straightforward machining job to do here. They're all straightforward machining jobs till you start the bastards. It's basically an aluminium spacer, something to do with the Microlight.
Oh, John. So, here's the aircraft. Not much of an aircraft, but it's an aircraft. And the problem he had, this is a paramotor engine, which usually goes at the back of the aircraft, but obviously it's at the front of the aircraft, which means that when you put the prop on, A, it doesn't fit because it hits the actual hub, and B, when the prop turns, it cuts through its own reduction belt. This is suboptimal.
It's 90mm diameter, 45mm thick, with a 45mm hole bored in the centre. That's got to be accurate. And then it's got a series of 8.5mm holes around the outside. It's important, the PCD, the pitch to diameter of that is very important. I've got a radius there, 37.5. So that means it'll be 75 diameter. I'm going to use a milling machine with a DRO to set out the PCD. I don't use that feature very often, but it is handy to have. So the first thing to do is get it running nice and true, face one end, and I'm going to put the 45mm hole in, then skim that, and then I'll machine it down to thickness. Then we'll go and pick the centre up again on the milling machine. Just going to push it so it's running nice and true, like that. I have left a little bit between that jaw so the boring tool can go straight through. That's running nice and true. I've got plenty to play with. That's 100mm diameter, so that's 5mm to come off that. I needed 45mm long, and I think it's given us about 50. Yeah, I have. So we've got plenty to get it out of. First thing is to face this, then bore a hole. Just going to lock the carriage off for this face and cut. These little button cutters give a really good finish on aluminium and brass. I really like them. They were nicely sharpened drill. Cuts even swap out both sides, both flutes. Get a hole through it as big as possible and as quickly as possible. The noise you're going to hear is the change wheels in the back of the lathe. I've still got the Imperial change wheels in and they're just noisy. Like that. I have got another Imperial thread to do, that's why I'm not changing them. Sounds awful but it's not going to do any harm. Do with a better boring bar that would chip aluminium. Right, that's absolutely horrible, that one. Do something with that, I think. I've just received a set of tools from Bangor to do a review on. I'm going to jump the review and have a little go at this boring tool, see what it does. It looks quite decent. I mean, not most of Bangor's tooling is decent, so we'll give that a try, see if it's a better finish with that one. And straight away it's better, and that's on a rough feed, so you can get special tips for aluminium, so it breaks the chips a lot better. That one's doing alright. This tooling is smaller than what I normally use. I've had quite a few people asking about tip tools for methods and that sort of thing, so they've sent us a set to have a look at and see what they're like. I'll do a couple of spring cuts and let the job cool down. getting very near. I'll go through again, spring cut, and see what that turns out to be. Slowed the feed rate down quite a bit now. We should bring it just about on size, or fanny's under. Put a lovely finish on. There's a set of 5 of these lathe tools I've got to do, so first impressions are pretty good. Nothing the matter with that. We'll let that cool, and it might want to whisper on the same setting. We'll let it cool and see it's dead on size now. Right, it's cooled down nicely now. We'll do an accurate measurement of it. Whether you can see that or not. Dead on 45mm, which is what he wanted. We'll check it with the vernier. Easier to see, I think, for you. .45. Looks and that also protects the board as well. Right now, we take this down to 90. Put the power feed on, noisy or not. Nasty string bastard chips here, look at them. Keep well away from them. Horrible. I hate aluminium, it's horrible stuff. .8. Little shampoo just to finish the job off. Right, I've turned it round, it's running nice and true. That's it. Pretty good. Now we need to machine that down to the right thickness. I've got it clamped on 2 parallels. I've just got to find the centre now, and then we can go ahead and drill the holes in it. Just touch it off there. As soon as it kicks off, 0 the axis, across to the other end, exactly the same thing. It should give a reading of 100 because the workpiece is 90, that pin's 10, so the centre of the pin will be 5. That's exactly what it's reading, like 99.8, which is good enough for me. So we'll 0 the axis there, bring it into the centre, which is 50. Do the y-axis now. I can actually just touch off on one side and go in 50, and I know it'll be right. Just touch it off on here and then go in 50, and that's going to be spot on the centre. There. Right, so now the job is directly under the quill. It's lined up. Perfecto. Right, the port's centred directly under the mill. We want PCD. PCD. The radius is 37.5. It's already in because I've already checked this to make sure it's going to work. 37.5. Enter. Okay. The first angle is a 0. End angle is a 0. Hole, 6 holes. Direct. So it's telling me the first hole is 37.5 on the x-axis. I'm going to zoom the camera out so you can see the drill working as well as watching that. Right, so hopefully we go out to 0 on this axis. I have already checked it. I used a pen and it does work. You don't go straight in with a part, at least I don't use it enough. Right, so that's telling me that's where the first hole needs to be drilled, and the hole's meant to be 8.5 diameter. So I'll get a good 8.5mm drill and we'll start drilling holes in it. You keep going round, number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, back to the beginning. I'm not able to drill all the way through because it will catch on the parallel that's in the bottom, but it's not the end of the world. Move the camera very slightly and you can see, hopefully it's all in there. Right. Getting near there, we'll leave it at that and we'll drill that hole right through later. Right, now the second hole, number 2, and we just do exactly what it says. Going the y-axis to 0. I'm talking Fanny's hairs here. Right, Same with that axis. Right, we'll drill that one. And it's exactly on the mark where I had my pencil mark before, so I know it's going to be right. Right, hole number 6. Here's 0. I think this is the last one. Right, so if we go now back to hole number 1, it should go in the original position that we started. It doesn't, it's not very good. Right, so that's the first hole, absolutely spotty dog, happy with that. I've got 2 holes to drill a little bit deeper and then some countersinks to put in, but it's basically looking not too bad. Right, we need to check the PCD in it, so if we go from that edge to that edge of hole there, 75mm, absolutely spot on. We'll put a countersink in the hole now. I'm going to turn it over, do the other side. There you have it, one spacer.
Now, however, with our hub spacer, we can turn the prop and we clear the belt. Also, hopefully clear the other wing. Yes, we do. Spot on. Thanks very much, John.
Once again, it's just time to say thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, please do. I now need just under 100 more subscribers to get to the magical 100,000. I'm not quite sure what's going to happen then, but it's getting very, very near indeed. Anyway, thanks for watching.